I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. A low-pressure area will continue to bring rains over some parts of the country today. As of 10 a.m., the LPA was spotted some 55 kilometers east-southeast of Giwan in eastern Samar. This weather disturbance will bring light to moderate with at times heavy rains over eastern Visayas, the Bicol region, and Quezon province. Pag-asa had earlier said in its 4 a.m. public weather forecast that it was monitoring 2 LPAs. And almost half of the population of eastern Samar has been affected by massive flooding triggered by the low-pressure area. In an interview with Sa Totoo Lang, Governor Ben Everdones said that the flooding in the province has affected about 300,000 of his residents. He added that several people were not able to move their palay to higher ground and that even one barangay atop a mountain was not spared by floods. Everdones now plans to revisit their hazard map to identify disaster-prone areas.
Mayroon akong isang barangay sa isang town ng Oras, yung ang tawag ng Kalaw. Practically, nasa taas ng bundok yan. Pero grabe ang baha sa kanila. You cannot imagine na gano'n ang mangyayari doon. Ang hirap umakyat doon sa barangay na yun. Mahirap puntahan nyo dahil mataas na. So talagang kailangan i-revisit yung hazard mapping areas dito sa amin.
And some senators slammed the Bureau of Customs for shaming 10 flight attendants who tried to sneak in some 40 kilos of onions and fruits from the Middle East, while big-time smugglers and cartels go unpunished. Senator J.V. Ejercito argued that the agricultural products seized from Philippine Airlines crew members were only for personal consumption, as onion prices in the country have soared to up to 700 pesos a kilo. But in an interview with The Big Story, BOC spokesman Arnaldo De La Torre Jr. explained that they're just doing their job.
We understand where are they coming from, but the law has specifically stated that since this is a regulated agri-product, a fraudulent act of importing, there are requirements that they have to comply. The law provides that we are allowed to bring in vegetables and other agri-products at least 5 kilos. But you have to have a prior clearance or certificate of phytosanitary certificate upon arrival here in the Philippines.
So,
if you can provide any of them, the Bureau of Customs will recommend to confiscate it, and the Bureau of Quarantine will receive as we turn it over to them.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. What happened on day one of President Marcos's attendance at the World Economic Forum? Gerard de la Peña gives us the latest from Davos in Switzerland.
On the first day of the World Economic Forum, President Bongbong Marcos was the first one to share his thoughts about the main theme of this year's forum, which is prospering in an era of geopolitical tensions. In his speech during the welcome luncheon, President Marcos said nations should never be made to choose between two warring factions like what happened during the Cold War between the US and Russia.
I think we are determined as a group in ASEAN and in the Indo-Pacific, despite all of this conflict, we are determined to stay away from that. And simply because we are anchored in the idea that the future of the Indo-Pacific, the future of Asia-Pacific, for example, cannot be determined by anyone but the countries of the Asia-Pacific. And that removes us immediately from that idea that you must choose. We choose our friends. We choose our neighbors.
Kevin Tan of Alliance Global expressed the same sentiment.
That the Philippines is really a friend to all, no? And that we're not necessarily leaning more towards the West or the East, and that we're very, very balanced in where we are positioned. And I think that's the right strategy.
The president also said that the recent events, such as the COVID pandemic and the aftermath of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, brought out the tendency of nations to protect their own interests. But he said he believes that globalization will still prevail in the end. To recall, on his way to Davos, the president made the remark that he is willing to throw his support behind Ukraine. But he clarified that the Philippines is only supportive of any effort towards peace. During the same welcome luncheon on Monday, Finance Secretary Jokno also hinted that the president is likely to announce the country's GDP growing by around 6.5% last year, which hits the lower end of its target band of 6.5 to 7.5%, mainly due to the global economic slowdown. But Jokno said this is already one of the highest, if not the highest growth rate in the Asia-Pacific region, as the Philippine economy is supported mainly by the manufacturing sector, record low unemployment, and resilient banking system. He also said that the government has created an enabling environment for public-private partnerships to support its infrastructure push. The government is also looking forward to discussing the proposed Maharlika Sovereign Wealth Fund to the international audience during the next few sessions at the WEF. The president previously said he is also looking forward to informal talks on the forum sidelines. The WEF is scheduled to host a country strategy dialogue for the Philippines, where our delegation will be given the opportunity to promote the Philippines as a leader and driver of growth and a gateway to the Asia-Pacific region. There will also be a bilateral meeting with the International Monetary Fund, as well as a meeting with the logistics firm. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, we are One News.
And among the countries attending the World Economic or represented in the World Economic Forum, the Philippines has the biggest official and unofficial delegation at about 70. 7 of the country's top business tycoons are also with the president. And these are Sabina Boitiz, Kevin Tan of Alliance Global, Jaime Zobel de Ayala, Lance Gokongwei of JG Summit, San Miguel Corporation's Ramon Ang, Tessie C. Coson, and ICTSI's Enrique Razon. There are 18 people on the Philippine government's official delegates list. Also in Davos, Switzerland for the WEF are House Speaker Martin Romualdez, former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, Senator Mark Villar, and Congressman Sandro Marcos. Let's take a quick look at the day's other top stories. The Philippines is among the top exporters of fake goods, according to one study. A 2022 research found that the Philippines ranked 13th globally as the origin country of dangerous counterfeit products from 2017 to 2019. These include pharmaceuticals, food, clothing, cosmetics, toys, and electronics. The Department of Information and Communications Technology clarifies that the deadline for SIM registration is on April 26. This comes after mobile phone users were confused whether the deadline would be in April or June. So far, over 20 million SIMs have been registered, or 12% of the total active mobile subscribers in the country. And today, Tuesday, oil companies are implementing an increase on gasoline and diesel prices, while a small rollback is in effect for kerosene. Gas prices are up by 95 pesos a liter, while diesel is now more expensive by 50 centavos per liter. Kerosene prices are now down by 15 centavos a liter. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.